So, Mabuhay. Welcome back to Philippintastic. Thanks for joining me. I think this is episode number 8. And this one I'm calling My Two Pesos. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been going through over the past, or over the first month since I've been here in Iloilo. And, both the good and the bad. I can't really say it's been amazing, but I'm getting by, I guess. That's the best thing. I'm still healthy, right? But I don't know. I guess I'll start with before I left the States, I applied for some PhD programs because I wanted to go into film and media studies, which is I did my master's online last year through ASU, and really enjoyed that program. Wasn't like one of those things where I feel like I have homework, this sucks. It was more like, I have homework, great, I get to research this, I get to research that, watching movies, reading articles. So I really enjoyed it. And one of the options I gave myself was to apply for some PhD programs in hopes that once the immigration papers passed through for my wife and stepdaughter, that we'd have kind of like a plan, right? We'd be able to go pick a city, find a place to live, and I'd be a student getting paid to do teaching on the side. Well, I got the 5th letter and feedback today from the 5 universities I applied for, and they rejected me as well. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Wasn't really 100% wanting to get back into the workforce as far as like ESL teaching, but that looks like for now what I'm gonna have to do. I don't have my what's called an ACR card here in the Philippines yet, and that's required. It's kind of like a work permit for foreigners. While I'm waiting on that, I'm going to have to apply for other jobs in other countries and see what happens with that. So not too happy knowing that I'm going to have to move on, go live in another country just to make ends meet here. Kind of sucks. But you have to do what you got to do. I've applied for a couple summer intensive programs, so I'm hoping maybe like I can get in like a 3-month program and then come back here, and by then have my ACR card. That's something we're gonna have to wait on. I'm not entirely sure how long that's gonna take. I'm still getting used to this idea of island time in the US. If there's something I need to do, or some paperwork I need to take care of at a government office, I can usually expect that when I go there, it'll be done, right? Maybe if there's a mix-up on my end, I did it wrong, then it might take some extra time. But usually I think filing paperwork is pretty efficient, despite COVID. COVID added a lot of time to a lot of things I had to do this year. Here in the Philippines, it just seems a little bit more lax. Not necessarily like we're really busy and swamped, more like we'll get to it later. And I filed some things here already where I was told come back next week, and then I go back next week, come back next week, 2 more weeks, 3 weeks, and they keep adding to how long it's going to take. And it's similar to just like your day-to-day stuff. You go to 7-Eleven to put some data on your phone or to buy some internet for your house. The Wi-Fi is not working there, so you need to come back tomorrow. Take care of it tomorrow. And that's kind of what I'm adjusting to here. Like I said, in the US, you expect things. We're kind of spoiled. We expect it now, or at least as soon as possible. And here it's more like, well, if you can't have it now, just go do something else for a while. Maybe tomorrow. So the island time thing, I like it and I don't, because it's makes you relax if you can relax. But going back to the jobs thing, I know it's very difficult, from what I understand, to find a job here as a foreigner. And even if you do, I mean, I would probably have to move to Cebu or Manila in order to find something that makes enough money. We'll just see what happens with that. But in the meantime, I have been working more so on this YouTube channel, the Philippintastic, and I've enjoyed it. I'm learning a lot about video editing, how to do the sound, how to do the live streams, and then trying to obtain my 1,000 subscribers so I can at least try to make a little bit of extra supplemental income on the side. I don't plan on being a huge success or celebrity with this channel like some of the other YouTuber colleagues that I follow here in the Philippines. One of the channels I watch is Paul. He's based in Valencia, called Old Dog New Tricks. I really enjoy his kind of outlook on Philippines and Philippine life here as a retiree. Also, there's one channel called Every Man Has a Story by Mark, and he's got kind of the similar outlook as a retiree expat living in the Dumaguete area, or I think he might even be in Valencia where Paul is. Seems to be a really kind of popular area for expats, so that's kind of on my bucket list. I'd like to go there and visit for a weekend or a week and romp around there and meet those guys, kind of pick their brains a little bit. And another channel I really enjoy watching is Filipina P. I watched her since I've been back in the States. She has a really great outlook from a woman's perspective of the Philippines and what men can expect and what people that are either just coming here for travel or coming here for living can expect. So I really enjoy her channel, and she's also a very kind of funny and upbeat individual. So if you get a chance, check out any of those guys. The Old Dog New Tricks, Every Man Has a Story, and Filipina P. Talking about the expat community, this is one thing I've run into already, which was actually surprising that it was sooner than later. So before I started traveling abroad, I always thought, or had this impression that, anybody who would leave their home country and, travel around or go live somewhere else would have to be very open-minded, right? Somebody who is ready for new experiences, ready to meet people from other backgrounds, cultures, religions, you name it, right? And those people I would think would be super helpful, friendly, right? Have a lot of advice and feedback to give new people that are seeking that type of wisdom. But I posted, I think it was only on 3 or 4 community groups on Facebook for Philippine expats, and just public groups where people are helping each other out with anything from travel, flights, travel within the Philippines, domestic places like beaches, hotels, banking, essentially just anything Philippines that expats want to share their viewpoint on. And man, if it wasn't like the first 2 or 3 comments that I received on my post to help to kind of support my channel, and not necessarily trying to force people to subscribe, but just give me some feedback, like, is this content good? Is this like something people would be interested in watching? Is there anything you would recommend that I should do different or take out? Like I said, the first few comments were just people like crapping all over my yard.
Oh great, another expat Philippine channel, just what we needed.
Oh yeah, your channel's really good if you just turn the sound off.
That's not helpful at all, man. And it was similar to my time in China. And I remember hanging out with expats from other countries, from all over the world, mostly Europe, but we had a good mix at most of the universities I was at. And again, I always thought it was going to be this open-minded community that was supportive and helped each other out, and especially as educators. And no, it was the same thing there. Just everybody wanted to have a pissing contest. That mentality of, you know nothing and I know it all, and I'm going to sit here and berate you and tell you just to give up. So that, in addition to PhD program thing, bummed me out. The island time thing, I'm getting used to, but it's frustrating. And then like this expat community, and I'm not saying everyone's like that. I've actually come across some fairly supportive people, and more so than the negative ones. But those negative ones really kind of stick out. Especially when you're asking for help as a new person here. Hey man, they're gonna sit in front of their computer and drink their Red Horse and just troll as many people as they can so they can argue with you about nonsense stuff. So I gotta get over that, get used to that, I guess. If you're gonna be on social media, it's part of the shtick, right? If you guys out there listening or watching have any kind of recommendations or just positive vibes that you want to send back here, that'd be great. When a person feels down on their luck, it's nice to hear that there are actually supportive people out there. I'm going to try to post more content, like at least twice a week, now that I'm starting to figure out all these little gadgets and apps and how to use them a little bit more effectively. Hopefully I'll be able to do some traveling here soon, see some more areas of Iloilo, also like the Dumaguete area, Cebu, Manila, now that the restrictions seem to be easing up a little bit more. That's it for me. If you like the content, give me a like. Also check out those other channels I mentioned before if you plan on coming to the Philippines. Old Dog New Tricks by Paul, Mark's channel, Every Man Has a Story, and then also Filipina P. Those are all really good kind of introductory channels for the Philippines. Thank you guys for tuning in, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button at the bottom there, and we'll chat to you next time. Salamat.